Hey guys, it's Peter here, and I'm here today to do a deck profile for you guys, specifically on my Go Paladin standard deck profile post VB03 Ultra Rare Miracle Collection. Let's get started. Alright, so our starter is Crimson Lion Cup Curve. It's basically our standard starter that allows us to draw 1 upon riding. But unlike most starters though, Curve actually plays quite a big role in this deck. We'll get to the reason why when we talk about this card. The main V of the deck, Incandescent Lion Blonde Azel. So 4 copies. Blonde Azel has 2 abilities. The first is Superior Ride ability. So activated from the hand, if you have Bowman's and Gareth on the Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, you can Soul Blast Crimson Lion Cup Curve, our starter. And write Blonde Azel from my hand in stand position. If your opponent's Vanguard is at grade 2 or less, Blonde Azel gets -1 drive. Now it might seem quite hard to actually pull this off, but it's actually not that difficult because Bowman's can actually Superior Call Gareth out for you, so technically you don't need all 3 of them in your hand. You just need Azel and Bowman's, just those 2 cards, and you'll be able to pull off the Superior Ride easily. So with the Superior Ride, let's say you're going first, you can actually be at grade 3 while your opponent is at grade 1. So and you can just rush them down, and you also get an Exile Circle, right? And the Superior Ride is also pretty good against Zambaku's the Murakumo Zambaku lockdown. So against them, sometimes I choose not to Superior Ride even though I can in early game, just so I can keep Curve my soul, which I only have 1 copy in the set. So I can keep Curve my soul to make them like think twice about locking down my Vanguard, since I always have an option of Superior Riding. So that's the VR. And he has a second ability as well. When he attacks, let's have a look. Okay, when he attacks, you can call a card from a hand to your Rearguard Circle. So this is really good and enables for mid-battle attack extension, which is basically what Go Paladin strives to do in standard. And with this ability you can actually abuse the Exile Circle. It's a very simple but effective skill that activates the abilities of almost all, if not all, of the cards in the deck. So because it's a Superior Call, and it's also a Superior Call as well. So cards like when placed by an ability can also activate. So that's a VR. Definitely a 4-off. Next grade 3 I'm talking about is Battlefield Storm Sagramore. This card is also a very good card. Ability is Vanguard Rearguard Circle. When placed from hand, Soul Blast 1, draw a card, call 1 to Rearguard Circle. So it's basically another avenue for mid-battle attack extension, as I mentioned, with Azel. So draw power on top of creating an additional attack is very good, especially in Go Paladin. So these 2 cards you can actually see like the whole theme of the deck, like what the deck actually strives to do. It's pretty cool. And the final 2 grade 3s I play are Mark / Dragons. Mark / Dragons also do something similar to Azel. So Vanguard Rearguard Circle, when he attacks, Counterblast 1, call a card from hand to Rearguard Circle, and Mark / himself gets 5k, allowing him to keep off 17 and creating an additional attack. So if you realize his effect is actually pretty similar to Blonde Azel's effect. So if you have Blonde Azel on the Vanguard Circle and Mark / on the Rearguard Circle, you essentially have 2 of these kind of call from hand abilities. So these 2 cards can actually create an additional 2 more attacks. So it's a nice common card. Although it doesn't have the Excel gift, but honestly you wouldn't want to write this. You definitely want to be writing your Blonde Azels. But I forgot to mention, Sagramore also has the Excel gift marker. So even if you miswrite into Sagramore, at least you get something out of it. Alright, let's move on to the grade 2s. The must play, not the superior skills, Bowman's. Must play because he's part of the Superior Ride combo with Blonde Azel. He has 2 effects. One is a Vanguard Rearguard Circle effect. When placed from hand, you can discard any card from hand to search your deck for Gareth. So this is a place from hand effect, so it doesn't work if it's Superior Call from the deck. But all our grade 3s can Superior Call from the hand, So if you call Bowman's mid-battle, you can create an additional 1 more attack with Gareth. And I will mention Gareth's skill later. But yeah, really nice for creating an additional attack or for meeting the requirements for Blonde Hazel's superior right. Yeah, and I think Bowman's is the only card that they can shuffle the deck. So if you ever use like if you ever use like Vivian's ability to superior call cards and put triggers to the bottom of the deck, at least if you draw into Bowman's later, you can actually shuffle your deck if you use his effect. Bowman's has a second ability, which is when placed by a card's ability, he gets plus 3000 power, allowing him to hit for 12k. This ability can activate regardless of whether he's placed on deck or hand, so yeah, pretty good. Yep, so definitely 4 of him. I don't think I'll be taking him out even after the new support drops, cause his name is literally printed on Blonde Hazel's skill, so must play. Next, we have 3 copies of Play of the Holy Bow Vivian. Yep, just like a old school counterpart, she superior calls from the deck. Her ability is Vanguard Regal Circle. When placed from hand, counterblast 1, soul blast 1. Look at the top 3 cards of the deck, call up to 1 to Regal Circle, and the rest goes to the bottom of the deck. And Vivian herself gets plus 3000 power. So just like Bowman's she hits for 12,000 on her own, and she gives a +1 to the field. But if you ever superior call herself from her own skill, you cannot activate it again, so you cannot loop her. Yeah, because she has to be placed from hand. So yeah, Vivian is, I think, one of 2 cards in this deck that actually calls from the deck, but the majority of the deck requires you to call from the hand, so it's just something that's like very counterproductive, I guess. But then again, it's still a +1, so nice card, Vivian. Yeah, but things like Bowman's, when placed by a card's ability, you can still activate, so there's that. I only play 3 Vivians because this deck doesn't have any way of soul charging, and we actually have quite a number of cards that use soul, such as Sagramore, Vivian herself, and a great one I will talk about later, which is Din Drain. And you definitely need Din Drain to counter charge if you want to spam Mark Slash and Vivian. Oops, those are some birds at my window. Anyways, yeah, that's Vivian. Next up, we play 2 copies of Sacred Guardian Beast, Nemean Lion. When placed from hand, this unit gets 3000 power and 5000 defense. So it can be a 12k on the Vanguard Circle, 12k on the Regal Circle, or 10k guard. So it's like playing an additional grade 1. They can attack for 12k. Yeah, but it's only for 1 turn. I'm thinking of taking this card out for the next card, Knight of Heroism, Taunus. Taunus' effect is, if your soul has only 1 card, he gets plus 3000, hitting for 12. And if your soul has 0 cards, Taunus hits for 18. Sorry, hits for 17 because he gets plus 8000. And his power boost also applies during the opponent's turn. So it's a base 12 or base 17 during the opponent's turn, which can be pretty hard to get rid of. Yep, they will have to boost their own rear guards to hit. So yeah, Taunus is really, really nice. As I've mentioned with Vivian, this deck actually uses quite a lot of soul, and we have no way of soul charging up until Miyagi booster set drops. Yeah, the only way you can soul charge is by rewriting. Yeah, by rewriting. So Taunus effect actually goes off more often than you think. And yeah, so I'm still testing out, but Nemean Lion seems quite nice to me because I appreciate the 10k guard. Yeah, the 10k guard is actually really good. It's actually really good because this deck doesn't really have that much defense. But then again, this deck also focuses a lot on attacking. So, and Taunus can hit harder than Nemean Lion. So it really depends on your playstyle and what you really want to get out of the grade 2s. But that's my version of the grade 2 lineup. It's definitely going to be changed pretty soon, and after I do more playtesting and stuff like that. But for now, it's like this. Let's go on to the grade 1s. Play 4 copies of Knight of Elegant Skills Gareth. So Gareth has an on-place ability. When placed by a card's ability, counterblast 1 gets plus 10,000 power. It's essentially counterblast 1, give him a trigger boost. Yeah, trigger power boost. Hitting for 18k on your grade 1 turn. You can actually, yeah, okay. So the superior right with Blonde Hazel is you aim to superior right when your opponent's at grade 1. And the only way you can superior right Blonde Hazel is if you have both Bowman's and Gareth on the field. So the general way you want to go about doing things is you want to write Bowman's, discard a card from your hand, call Gareth up from your deck, Soul Blast, and activate Gareth's ability to counterblast 1, give him plus 10,000 power. Soul Blast Cure, Superior Right Bone as well. Why is the plus 10,000 power so important? Is because let's say your opponent has a grade 1 AK Vanguard, and if your Vanguard swings first, and they pull a damage trigger, and you don't pull any triggers because you only have 1 drive, at least Gareth can still hit, because Gareth hits for 18, and 18 is a really nice number because even if your opponent is a grade 3, against all Vanguards, this is a magic number, and especially so against Force. So yeah, Gareth is one of the few cards in his deck that can actually hit Force numbers, so it's very nice. On the XL circle is 28. Yep, important card, definitely 4 off. Next up I play 4 Evil Slaying Swordsman Haugen. So Haugen's ability is when the Vanguard's attack hits, can call the top card of the deck if it has a grade less than or equal to a Vanguard. If you do retire a Haugen in Rearguard circle, so it's a free on, so it provides on-hit pressure to your Vanguard, makes your opponent want to guard, especially if you have like multiple Haugens lying on the field, because then you have a lot of chances to check the top card and call, something like Magus. And yeah, and also the superior call is free, there's no cost, it doesn't require you to counterblast or soul blast, which is really nice. Yeah, the only thing is that you have to retire Haugen, but that's not really that big of an issue, considering how many cards you can actually call from a hand or from a deck. Yeah. Though there's a loophole with his ability, which is if you ride him on your grade 1 turn and you happen to be going second, which means you can attack first on a grade 1 turn. If his attack hits, you can, and you look at the top card there is a grade 1 or less, you can actually call it and don't have to retire anything because you don't have a Haugen and Rearguard. In Vanguard we just do as much as the skill requires us to do. So yeah, that's Haugen. Really nice card, a nice AK base as well. Our final grade 1 is 4 copies of Listener of Truth Dindrain, the classic rabbit bunny card. Ability is when placed by a card's ability, Soul Blast 1, draw a card. Okay, there's 2 abilities. You either Soul Blast 1 to draw a card, or you Soul Blast 1 to counter charge and give Dindrain plus 3000 power. This is an extremely good resource card for the deck in terms of building hand size or fixing a hand, because this deck focuses a lot on calling out cards from a hand. Yep, so Dindrain can fix that, and also Dindrain can hit for 10k and provide a counter charge. Why is the counter charge good? It's good for Gareth and Mark Slash, 2 cards that use Counter Blast. Oh wait, and Vivian as well. Yeah, and Vivian as well. So yeah, very useful card, and I don't think I'll be taking her out as well, even after the Miyagi set drops, because I think Ravenhead Azul also needs to counterblast every turn. So yep, Dindrain can be very useful, and she's also useful for emptying out the soul. She uses soul, so she can empty out the soul for Taunus, mid-battle even. So yeah, that's Dindrain. I think her only flaw is that she's 7k base, but doesn't really matter. Let's move on to triggers. Oh, my triggers is a mess. Wait. So originally for this deck I was thinking of playing vanilla triggers. Sorry, not vanilla triggers, what am I saying? Rainbow triggers, which is just 4 of every trigger that we can play. But in the end, I decided that the deck actually really needs hand size, because we do call quite a lot of cards from our hand, as you can see from our grade 3s, and we also have discard costs, stuff like that. So I decided to up my draw trigger, the number of draw triggers I have by 1. So I added in Foresight Courier here, which is actually a very nice card to discard with Bowman's ability. Or you can just call her down, because she's just a 5k defense, it wouldn't do much harm. So you just call her down, attack for 15, and you can call over her whatsoever mid-battle. Yeah. Yeah, definitely 4 off Halo Shield Mark, because there's a Perfect Guard Nullifier. You need nullifiers to save yourself sometimes, as well as heal triggers. So we have 4 of these. 30k defense is also nothing to laugh about. In terms of the offensive triggers, I decided to take out criticals instead of fronts. 1 crit instead of 1 front to put in the extra draw, because I think the deck benefits more from the front. We do a lot of attacks, but it's not every time that the attacks can hit for pretty high numbers, and yeah, and so front triggers actually provide a very massive buff to the entire field, to the entire front row. And usually we just have a front row, so I think the front triggers actually do more good than the critical triggers. because really we can make a lot of attacks, so but the attacks are just not hitting the numbers that we want. So if we can make the attacks hit for the numbers that we want, I think we can just forego. We can just forego the critical triggers, because it'll be a lot of attacks. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, but I'm still keeping the 3 criticals here, because early game if you check a crit, it's really devastating because you push them to 4 or 5 damage earlier, and yeah, in the later game they will have less chances of pulling defensive damage triggers against you. Yep. So yeah, that's that. That's my trigger lineup, and that basically rounds up the deck profile. It's a quick one. I originally wanted to do this deck profile during Christmas, but I had other plans, so I wasn't able to do it. And yeah, but I think it's okay for now. That's my deck profile. So how has the deck been performing for me? Well, it's overall been very great. I was able to get the spear right more often than I thought was possible. Yeah, and I really like the rush that deck offers. Yeah, the deck offers. So it's all about like working with what's in your hand and at your disposal, and using those cards to actually try to kill your opponent before they do the same to you. I think the most attacks I've done was like 7 or 8. But I think I could have done more attacks during that game, because I have Vivian in my hand and I didn't call it out. Vivian can actually, and I had 1 soul at the time, so Vivian can actually search the top 3 to give me another attacker. Yeah, to give me another attacker. And if it happened to be like, oops, sorry guys, the video cut off. But as I was saying, if Vivian had called out like Mark Slash or something, it would have created an additional attack as well. So yeah. And yeah, and so being the new, and this deck is actually currently my newest deck, so I'm still making quite a few misplays when I play against Roxy and the rest of Team Miracle 4. So I'm still learning tips and tricks that I can offer. But for now, the deck is pretty good to me. It's really fun. It's really fun, but sometimes if I do overcommit, it's really hard to recover from that. So yeah, because you don't really have that big of a hand size, and you don't really have that many pluses in this deck. So yeah, there's that. So, and this deck can actually lose to another rush deck if they rush harder than you, because you also have no cards in your hand to defend yourself. Yeah, but besides that, I actually recommend getting this deck to play. Why? Because next year is getting a support in the form of Miyagi Academy Booster VPT 0 something. Is it VPT 03? I think. Yep. The set will include a lot more better Gold Paladin cards to really upgrade the deck and make the deck even stronger. Especially if you guys have seen Ravenhead Ezel and all the Ezel supports that's been coming up. But yeah, till then I'll continue having fun with this deck and continue learning how to play this deck. And before I end, let me just show you guys the gift markers that I have. Just this 5. This is like personally one of my favorites for now, because Ezel's artwork is really nice. And of course we have Kyo. And that's the rest of the guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile for my standard Gold Paladin deck. Yep, I know there's a budget version as well that doesn't play Ezel but plays Paladin instead. Yeah, that deck is also quite fun. I may be building it because I already have a playset of Paladin. I do have a playset of Paladin and all the stuff that I need to build a second deck, so I may be building it to just play for fun, but this will be my main Gold Paladin deck. And yep, with that I end the video. Bye guys.